It's no use doing the waggy tail thing. Alright, I'm not getting up. I'm having a lie in. Here comes Charlie. I'm beating myself up at the moment. I've done something, I'm not going to say stupid, because it's not. I think you've got to take yourself out of your comfort zone. So that's where life is. And I've done that. It feels like a big way. It's not big in comparison to what other people do by any means, but I bought a boat, a yacht, a small yacht, a Kelt 8 metre fin keel. It's on a deep water mooring in Kent. I don't even have a tender with an outboard to be able to get out to the yacht. Well, I didn't, at least until last night, when I hit the buy it now button on a tender, which is not too far away. It's in Derbyshire. It's only about 40-50 miles, so that's quite easy. But everybody says never buy a yacht unseen. Never buy a yacht without a survey. You know, if you're looking for a yacht, just go looking at yachts. You know, get on board, look around, see what's right for you. But we've been locked away with travel restrictions. But anyway, the yacht I bought, called Kiss. Brilliant. And yeah, I could do one of those, because because my partner, my wife, she ran off with somebody younger about 4 years ago, so I'm on my own. A little bit of irony there, but yeah. Anyway, you know, we've just come through winter. Spring's here, you know, beautiful, you know, so the daffodils have just been and gone. I'm just waiting for the May blossom. You know, it's only here for a short time, but when it's here, it's so beautiful. Anyway, yeah, so today I've got to go pick up this tender, 4 horsepower Mariner outboard. Seems to look okay. We'll see. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at the seams, make sure the tape and the glue hasn't come unstuck from anywhere. And as long as the description is honest by the seller, I think we'll be okay with that. Yeah, it's fairly small. 1-2 people. Throw some, you know, stuff in, and the boat's accessible 2 hours either side of high tide. So this coming week it's full moon, and it's a high tide, and should be able to get out to see it from about midday, sort of 12:30ish. So it's a 4-hour drive. If I leave here sort of about 8 o'clock, traffic might be a bit heavy at 8 AM, but I should get there for, you know, about 12ish. Maybe leave a bit earlier if I need to pump the dinghy up, which might take myself maybe half an hour to an hour. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I can't believe it. The thing about this is that all my fears are just coming up, you know, and you've got to be brave. You've got to sort of, you know, grow a pair. And I'm going to do it. I mean, I've done it, you know. What can I say? I mean, I've now put myself in a position where there's no going back. So I've got to go and pick this yacht up, or I've got to at least pick up the keys, so that it's mine, it's in my ownership. And then it's at a yacht club, which sounds really good. It's not expensive, the fees. And it sounds like there's a good community there, so I'm looking forward to that, because I think That's what I'm missing. I'm missing community. You know, it's like nobody to communicate with. So hey, hello. You know, my name's Paul, and a little bit about me, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, if you looked at the very first video that I posted here, and you see that it's in memory of my mum and dad, my parents, who both passed away within 1 month of each other in 2007. I shed a few tears going through the photographs, picking out the ones that I wanted to go into the video. But anyway, yeah, I didn't want my parents to be forgotten, and you know, putting a video on YouTube. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's always going to be there. You know, it's like a book. You write a book, and it's always there in print. That's what's so wonderful about books. You know, they're always there forever, ever and ever. Yeah, and I guess as long as YouTube stays in business, then nothing's ever that certain, I suppose. And yeah, you know, my parents will always be remembered for, yeah, the wonderful people they are. Excuse me a moment. Just well up a little bit every time I think about them. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's get on with it. Yeah, straighten your back. That's just slopey shouldered little bugger. Yeah, so right. Yeah, winter's over, spring's here, the sun's out, you can feel it on your back. It's time to do something, you know, step out of my comfort zone, learn something new. I'm not, you know, it's like, look, I had a dream, alright, you know, I'd just been treated for the thyroid illness, and I was recovering from that, and I had a dream. Ooh, I had a dream. And I dreamt I was going to go sailing. I was going to sail across the English Channel, down the coast of France, through the Canal du Midi, into the Mediterranean, and then just spend a couple of years just cruising around in the sunshine. Ah, yeah. And I made a start on the dream. I went to night school. I took the Royal Yachting Association. They have a, you know, a set of structured courses all the way up to Yachtmaster. I have to use a sextant. Not so sure I'm ever going to get that far. Yeah. But then we didn't have mobile phones with you know, apps on them that you know, sort of could plot a course for you. You know. So anyway, it was all done by magnetic compass. Yeah. So I guess learning the hard way, the old way, it's not a bad thing, you know, because hey, you know, the battery runs out on a mobile phone, and that's not going to be much good, is it? You know, sort of, you know, I'm out offshore somewhere. So I got fears, you know, like how do I get back? How do I get back to the mooring? You know, I mean, there's no landmarks. It's not like, you know, I know the street. I have no idea. Yes, okay. So I did what's called a day skipper theory, which is looking at very comprehensive, you know, for somebody who wants to sail a yacht or a motorboat, and but you know, not at night, you know. So I guess that's how they call it, day skipper. Yeah. So I've just got a little slurp of tea. Anyway, yeah, here we are in my little house. Well, I'll give you maybe a little tour in a minute. It's a very small house, only about 60 square metres, tiny little cottage. This is what I could afford after the divorce. And yeah, I'm very secure here. Yeah, you know, government give me a little gold-plated pension. Just about covers the bills and the food. It doesn't, nothing else. No entertainment. You know, you couldn't do much on a pension. Not the standard government pension. Just wouldn't pay for a car. Certainly wouldn't pay for a boat. It doesn't even really pay to sort of maybe go out to see the cinema if they were open, which they're not. So you kind of got Charlie the dog, take him out for walks on the edge of the countryside. It's lovely here, as you can see. From some of the pictures I've done over the winter. And, yeah. So anyway, right. Today, go and arrange to pick up the tender, and then I can arrange to go and pick up the boat keys and take a drive 200 miles down the M1 and to Kent, which is lovely. The light's nice down there. It's lovely soft. It's a little softer than it is in Yorkshire. And, photographers will know what I mean by that. Yeah. And So anyway, no longer a career as a film editor. Cut short in my 30s, early 30s, by an illness. But I came back, Yeah. Well, that's thanks to, I think, the National Health Service and the skilled professionals, the wonderful people who really care. Take the piss out of you, but they really care, and they help me to feel better. That's so valuable. But hey, I went on from that. So I was, did the day skipper theory, and then I did the competent crew course, and that's a week on board a yacht, and it was a Moody 42, and that was in the Humber estuary in Hull. So that gives you the practical boat handling skills, sails, hoisting sails, using a dinghy, sort of a tender to get around on, because that's your mode of transport. You have to excuse the way I'm dressed, by the way. I've only just got up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, or it might be about 5 now. So I don't care. Hey, this is what I look like when I get up in the morning. If you don't like it, go watch something else. I'll get dressed in a bit. Anyway, fears. Yeah, in my second career, I'll just quickly go over that. I got a job as a film projectionist with what was a new multiplex company that was just opening its third multiplex cinema. And I worked as a film projectionist because I had obviously a lot of skills handling film as a film editor. Would, I did that for a year, and then they opened a new cinema, and I moved to Derbyshire to open the new cinema. And then they were just opening new cinemas all the time, and so I'd go around and help sort of with the preparation to get the cinemas ready to open, and train the projection staff. I had a knack. I got a real knack for fixing things. Anything that was mechanical, and had some basic automation, electromechanical things. And a film projector was electromechanical, wonderful. I love the sound of it when the film's running through. It's a good job. I enjoyed it. It didn't pay a lot, but I got to travel around a bit and stay in hotels, and it was wonderful. And I met someone, and we had a daughter together, and we got married, and life was good. There were some good times, some good holidays. I'd spend 2, 3, maybe 4 nights away each week, so we were not living on top of each other. I was, starting to earn better money, and then I got a job promotion, and I was promoted to Deputy Technical Manager. Ooh, it's a big title, isn't it? Yeah. The job went on for 17, 18 years, company car, nice BMW, and then an AMG Mercedes. And I came from nothing. I'd lost everything when I was ill, and I came back from nothing to owning a nice house, driving decent cars, and I'm not saying material things are everything. They're not. Absolutely, they mean nothing really. You might get excited. You might go and buy a new car and get excited, but your excitement is elevated, but you have a set point in your mind, and after 2 or 3 weeks, sort of that sort of excitement gradually gets back to this sort of set point, and this is why material things, it gives you a temporary boost, temporary, elation, and sort of an excitement, and I guess, you may even feel happy, or what you conceive to be happiness, but you always go back to this set point. So, it's generally known that your toys, your material wealth, the stuff that you buy, that distracts you, that only gives you about 10% of happiness. And I think it's Monica Lewinsky wrote a book on this, and you can read that. I'll put a link to the book down there. Everybody does that on YouTube. They go, I'll put a link down there, or I'll put a link up there. I'll put a link somewhere, okay? Anyway, because I'm new to this, right? Not done a YouTube channel before, so, yeah. So there we go, fears. Fears, oh my goodness me, the fears that come up. I woke up this morning, oh my God, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? What if the rigging's not right? What if the engine breaks down? What if I get a fuel blockage? What do I need? I need some tools. Yeah, because I take the tools with me. Yeah. Bedding. You've got to take some bedding. Got to provision the boat. So there's lots of questions, but the real fears are, sort of the tide there. It's about 20 foot on a spring tide. That's huge. I'm crapping myself. I am. I don't mind being honest. Why not? It goes to everybody's mind. That's one of the things. We let fears stop us doing things. What we need to do is look at the fear, say, okay, it's a fear. Let's break it down into small bits, and then we'll work on one small bit. We won't work on the whole fear. We'll work on a little bit of the fear at a time, and then it'll shrink down. Yeah. So, I'm going to write the list, break the fears down, tackle them bit by bit, and eventually you've worked through it, and you're through. And what's on the other side of the fear? Exactly what you want, the dream. I'm not saying it's going to be great, it's going to rain, I'm going to feel cold, there's no heat on the boat, I don't think there's hot water, but hey, I can put an Erbspacher in, or a planar diesel heater. It's a problem that can be solved. It's just money. Don't talk about money. I don't have a lot. That's the other fear. Have I overstretched myself? Am I going to put myself in debt? I've got a good line of credit on a credit card, but I don't like to incur debt. When you're retired, you don't have a job. You're reliant on, the government income. I had saved money into a private pension. That's a small income, but it's very helpful. And then I've got a very small annuity. That's only 60 quid a month. But hey, it covers Netflix and sort of the TV license. You have to license to watch television. Thanks BBC. I love you. Yeah, I used to work for the BBC. It was a great place to work. That was in 1978. 1978. How old am I? Oh, yeah, that's the other fear. I'm too old. I can't tell you that one. If I'm too old. No, my body's not up to it. Yeah, it aches a bit, but hey, I can still get around. I haven't lost my marbles yet, and that's coming. But hey, yeah. So forget about that. Put the age thing. Put it on one side. That doesn't matter. Look, just keep going until you drop down dead. And then they can bury you. That's the end of that. Okay. we're all mortal. We all die in the end. We all have to live with that. And I think, is it Jordan Peterson? You know, that's part of, that's the problem. That is the problem of the human condition, that we realise that we're mortal. You know, that there's a limit. There's an end to this life. As you get older, you know, I think you start to think a little bit more about that, and it's not morbid, far from it, you know. Because one thing I do know, from teaching myself to fly a hang glider in the early 1980s off the Wicklow Mountain just outside Dublin in Southern Ireland. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. Good about that. I've lost the thread of that one. That happens sometimes. You just get used to it, you know, or switch off and go watch something else. I don't care. I mean, that's one of the good things about sort of being retired, is that you just don't care anymore. To be honest with you, you know, as long as the investments hold out, you know, pensions, government pensions go plated. So hey, you know, fine. Let's do as much as we can with what we've got, you know, and yeah, slurp of tea. So, tenders bought, the yacht's bought, got to deal with the fears. I bought 2 automatic inflation buoyancy aids. Well, no, they're actually life jackets, better than a buoyancy aid. I've got the wet weather gear, XM Yachts wet weather gear, got the old bib trousers, you know, the old overalls there, and the jacket, which is made by Plastimo XM Yachting, and so that should be good quality. It's breathable fabric. I just stick some warm clothes on underneath if you get cold. That's the one thing I do remember from doing the course on the River Humber, is that, you know, it's great when the sun was out, but when the sun went down, and so did the temperature, and it got cold. Anyway, easy enough to keep warm. So, yeah, got that. So we've got the gear, got the life jackets, got the wet weather, foul weather gear. I've got an app for the tides, so I know when the tides are in and out. I'm using the CMAP as a plotter, and Navily to see where the anchors are. That's the big fear, is not, you know, I've got to practice knot tying. You know, it's 1993 is when I did these courses, you know. I made a start on the Big Dream, you know, but then I got busy. I got, you know, with work. I'm just too busy to do anything, and so I'm coming back to sailing after, well, this is 28 years I've not been on the water. So, you know, I think I might have forgotten a few things, and certainly one of the things is knot tying. I've got to start practicing knots, because, you know, the boat's tied to a swinging mooring, and once I undo you know, once I cast off, I've got to know I can tie the knot when I come back to the mooring. That's if I can find my way back to it. Yeah, so there's another fear. You know, can I tie a knot that is secure, and the boat's not going to drift off when I'm not on it? Oh my God, you know, that's like all these fears everywhere, running around in your head. What am I going to do? Break them down, one fear at a time. Work on it. Do it. Repeat. Practice. You do something enough times, you become good at it. And I can tell that is absolutely true. Because when I started that job as a film projectionist, you know, I didn't really know anything about film projectors. You know, I worked on film editing machines in the career I had, but I learned how to strip. I just stripped a projector down completely and rebuilt it, and I learned by repeatedly fixing problems that occurred, because, you know, sort of there was over 800 film projectors and movie screens. When I left, I had a team of 10 full-time engineers, all dotted around the country into regions, and my job was to manage that team. I did health and safety. I did occupational noise assessments. Went to university and did a course to be certified to do that. I'd go out and I'd still be hands-on fixing things. I'd been to Dolby Laboratories in Wootton Bassett and done their training course for installation and service and repair of Dolby Cinema sound processors. And yeah, so here we are. Do you know, it's good to talk about it. I mean, thanks for listening. If you've got this far, I mean, you know, thumbs up to you guys, you know. I've not done this before. I might be just, you know, another boring old fart. Who knows? I don't care, I suppose, you know. But I'm going to do this. I want to take you along on the journey, if you're interested. And, you know, enjoy. Please leave comments. And I'll try to be civil if I reply. I can't guarantee that, you know, especially if you're leaving some rather nasty comments, you know, and, you know, be nice, you know, play nice, kiddies, play nice, you know, we don't want to fall out, you know, and, yeah, so, thanks for listening to this little bit of a, you know, sort of an introduction to the channel, and if you've got any questions, put them down in the comments, and I will read all the comments, you know, and I will get back to as many as I can. I'm not going to give my word that I will reply to everybody, okay, but I'll do my best. Okay, thanks for listening. I'll speak to you again soon.